Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Keshav with me. And Keshav has brought something he wants to discuss. He wants to understand. I'll try my best to explain it to him, and maybe you can also gain something out of this conversation. At least we hope.
So today I have come up with a doubt, sir. Everywhere around the world, if we ask anyone that which is the fastest growing economy, they will say that is India, sir.
Hmm.
I have seen so many videos like Elon Musk and other high-end individuals who are saying that India is the fastest growing economy. But when we look on the other side, but India also has the poor credit ratings, sir. I don't know how a fastest growing economy in the whole world has a poor credit rating. So I don't know what is our country lagging behind, sir. What is making our country lagging behind? Then I went to study what is credit rating. Credit rating is nothing, the ability to borrow money through loans and bonds. Nowadays, when we ask any country about our credit rating, sir, everyone is saying that India got a poor credit rating. They know that our credit rating system is not good in India. So the credit rating is majorly with this sovereign bonds. India issued so many sovereign bonds along the years. When India, let's take an example India is planning to build a road or bridge or something like that. They need some fund. So what they will do is they will issue bonds. Like if they are in need of a 10,000 crore project, they will issue 10,000 bonds. Each around 1 crore. Like that. So people will buy that bonds. Even us Indians, we can buy, and foreign investors also buy that bond. For every bond of 1 crore, they will issue an interest of 3%. And with a tenure of 30 years. That is what means if you buy that bond, you will get an interest of 3% for that 1 crore every year. And at the end of 30 years, you will also get your principal amount. That is what the bond says. So this is where the credit rating system lies with these bonds. Like you already told that bond has some ratings, like AAA bonds.
Correct.
And AAA to D. D means AAA bonds means it's giving highest yield or something like that. It's going too well. That country we can blindly invest because the bond is giving good yield. If they having a credit rating of D or something, the country is going through a bankruptcy. Like that. India is now at the state of BB low, sir.
BBB.
Triple B low.
Minus, yeah.
Yes, sir. So I saw who is there to give this credit rating systems. So I got 3 credit rating companies, sir, like Moody's, and along that 2 companies were there, sir. So I saw what are the things they will see before they giving a credit rating. So there are around 18 components, sir. Around that 5 components is basically given by numbers. Like when they see the country's numbers and all, they will give a result out of that. But other than 5 items, the 13 items are issued through experts' perception, sir. So whatever the expert perception within the country, that lies in the 13 components. So my question for you is, sir, how can they just take perception and give a credit system to a country? So how can that be possible? If they did something wrong in the numbers, we can speak by having the numbers in our hands. How can we tackle someone talking with perceptions? Like this is what we know about you.
We
like
are talking about what every human being suffers from. This is called profiling. That day in podcast also I told you that why is Indian poor is not because of lack of money, it's lack of access. And that access is lack of perception. There's discrimination happens all over the world, and it happens for countries also. And there are 2 things, like you rightly said. One is the growth of the economy, which is India's capacity to grow. If you invest some money in India, what is the return you'll get? That growth of that economy, how Indian economy is growing and expanding, that is one aspect of it. The other is our capacity to repay our loans.
Okay.
The 2 things are separate.
Okay, sir.
Okay, just because you're earning money, right, doesn't mean you're good at repaying your loans.
Correct, sir.
Correct. So they are 2 separate issues. And also, how America feels about you is a big issue. Why Philippines is getting better rating than India is? Philippines and America have been friends for a very long time. They were actually a colony of in US. Did you know that?
No, sir.
Like how we were a British colony. Philippines
used
was
to be-
under the American government as a colony for some time, way back in history, if you look. So they have a long relationship. So that also perception plays a big role. And how the government looks upon you being friendly to them or not. So you're right. Credit rating does not just run upon your capacity in terms of numbers. It also in a way to say, yes, you're a good country, you will pay us. And you're not a so good country and you will not pay us. And even European countries go through this. When Greece went through its economic crisis, when Spain went through, Italy went through, their credit ratings went down, tanking. So that means their cost of borrowing went through the roof. It's just that historically, if you look at it, if you go back 300, 400 years ago when kings were ruling Europe, and there's a lot of kingdoms all over Europe, all of them were fighting each other. To finance wars, they would borrow money from people who had money, from bankers and wealthy people. In India also, the British also were borrowing from Indian landlords when they first entered India. British didn't have much money when they came into India. They snatched everything from us. Okay. So they would look for people to finance them. And Indian bankers were financing them. There's lots of history, you can read about it. So what happened was a lot of people lend money. Then the guy will refuse to pay. He'll take the money, then put a knife on your throat and say, I will not pay you, do whatever you want. Right? What's happening nowadays, like with Anand Srinivasan standing in court and saying, I'm broke.
Yes, sir.
So that fear is always there for anyone who's lending. So these credit agencies came about because investors wanted some way of knowing, will this guy actually pay me back or not?
Okay.
What if he suddenly changes his mind? So that's why it's just not numbers. It is how functioning is a court. How do the legal systems work? How is the government? Is it transparent? Is there legal recourse for me to go and get my money back? You know, will they suddenly shut the border on me and say, get out? So all that plays, and it's rightfully it plays. Because the guy is not in India. He has no control over you. You can decide to do whatever you want. Like Russia right now, Putin decides to do whatever he wants. He decided to invade Ukraine. There's no reason to. Their credit rating, economy, everything was doing all right. He just wanted to and he decided to, and he said everyone, all Russians must pay the price, he decided. With all the sanctions. So imagine if you had lent money just 2 months before that. Right? Yeah. So what are you going to do then?
Correct.
He says, I'm not going to pay in dollars, I'll pay you in my rubles. You can't do anything with that currency.
Correct, sir.
So all these factors play into credit rating. So that is why India's credit rating, yes, you may feel, why are they doing this? Growing so fast, where the economy is expanding, we're the world's largest population, everything is rising in India. Everyone wants to be, Indian stock market is going up. Everyone wants to leave China and invest in India now. Everything is, why are you asking me to pay so much?
Yes, sir.
Yes, but because there are other factors also taken into consideration, no?